So, paano ka naman nag-transition to Ayala?
Yeah. So what the problem working at a place like McKinsey, especially as you get more senior, your clients are all over. And of course, unfortunately, the big clients are not in Manila. They're outside kasi the bigger companies are outside. So biyahe ako ng biyahe. And at that time, we started having kids. And so it's just not, to me, it wasn't right that I'm traveling so much and I'm leaving my small kids at home. And so my wife and I decided that it's time to parang set down our roots back in the Philippines. I want my kids to grow up to be Filipino.
Kailan yun? Anong taon?
This was 2003.
Oh, 2003.
Right, 2003. And then that's when, of course, Ayala had been trying to recruit me
Oh,
for a while. And
paano ka
then,
nabalitaan?
actually, kaklase ko si Jaime Zobel sa Harvard. He was 1 year ahead of me.
Okay.
In fact, after he graduated, I would receive his mail. But I never received the check. Somehow, walang checking. Pero, so parang we already knew each other in college. So ever since that was 1988, he was already,
Okay.
we were already in touch. And of course, we also served the group as McKinsey. So when the Ayala land position came up, nag-retire yung predecessor ko, then they recruited me for Ayala Land. And I liked it kasi development siya.
Oh, parang sa
Yeah.
engineering, di ba?
Yeah, and engineering, but also economic development
Yeah.
and kasi housing and
Yeah.
etc. So that's when I switched. So started working for a local family conglomerate, and at that time got involved with the Greenbelt redevelopment, yung Greenbelt 5, yung Ayala Museum, for example. Yung Ayala Triangle redevelopment that you see now. Of course, BGC was one of my first projects.
Yeah, that's unforgettable kasi during the time, guys, yung BGC,
Empty
talahib
land
pa lang.
yan.
Oo.
Talahib lang. We used to fly kites there, di ba? Talahib lang yun. So now you can see it. So that one we made the acquisition and then we planned it from scratch and then
How much
slowly,
was it? Can you still remember when you acquired it? Magkano
30,000 pesos per square.
30,000 pesos per square meter. Imagine mo, land talaga.
Lupa na yun, hindi yan
Condo.
floor. Oo.
Pero ngayon, magkano na
Yeah,
ngayon?
medyo malaki na.
May 300,000 na ba per square? Or?
Oh no, much more. Much more. So kung let's say at the condo level, you're at 600,000 per square.
Hindi, kung land talaga.
So 600,000 times 16. Right. Per square meter yan. Kasi di ba kung 600 per square sa isang floor,
Yeah.
you can do 16 floors.
Oo.
So then ganun yung so 1.2 billion pesos per square meter. Yeah. So I mean at the land level. Right?
Yeah,
So,
yes. That's amazing.
Kasi you can build up.
Yeah.
So it was quite exciting for me because yun nga, I'm interested in economic development. What I saw was the Ayala land way of doing things in terms of community development.
Yeah.
Maayos.
Sobra.
Diba? Kasi you see like Makati, I mean it's got its imperfections, but generally speaking, maayos siya. And so there are many underlying principles on how to do proper community development.
Can you please educate us, syempre, on a more grounded level, yung in terms of yun nga, how to do community development so people can learn. Ano ba yung mga principles yan?
Yes. So, in terms of community development, when we say, maayos yung Ayala developments, so first of all, it starts with the planning of how you lay out everything. So where do you put the roads? You have to make sure you have parks, you have the fire station, you have the church, the school. So and then of course, where do you put the retail? Where do you put the residential? Where do you put the office? So kailangan medyo inaaral mo kung paano mo gagawin, and you want to make sure that the community is complete. Otherwise, you can have, for example, have a subdivision, but it's only residential. But if you're talking about city center, CBD, kailangan nandyan lahat. Hospital, yeah, school, fire station, church,
supermarket,
yeah, parks, and so even like when we did BGC, it's our land. It's very expensive land, but we set aside land for the Science Museum. We set aside land for the Performing Arts Theater. You know, we set aside land for the hospital, right? So all of them, may church then. So all of these things have to be planned ahead. And those investments need to be incorporated into the pricing. When I sell a piece of land, may share na dyan yung road, yung hospital, etc. Otherwise, hindi ko mababawi yan.
Yun. That's the reason why, ito lang, just to give you a perspective, sometimes we tend to question bakit ang taas per square meter na binibenta? Nasa 300,000, 400,000. Sabi ko, ridiculous yun.
Yeah.
Pero kasi hindi lang kasi yung property ang kinonsider.
Yeah.
Pati yung mga open spaces.
Everything. Yeah.
Kaya siya tumaas ng ganun.
And then after that, you have to have the property management.
Okay.
Diba? Kasi kung over time, kung hindi maayos yung maintenance, the roads will get decrepit, yung mga plants will die, and so it's very important that you set aside funds for the ongoing property management. So for example, in Makati, Ayala Avenue, Makati Avenue, Paseo de Roja is still owned private. It's maintained by Ayala. It's not the government maintaining it. So you need funds for this to make sure that it's maayos. So the way that that's set up in a place like BGC or in Makati, all of the commercial lot owners is like one big condo. So everyone pays dues. To the city management. So in a way, parang nagiging double tax kasi you're paying one tax to the association, you're paying another tax
for
to
the
the
government.
Yeah.
So totoo ba to na educate us? Siyempre naman, ikaw ang advantage mo, you work with them.
Yes.
Di ba?
Yes.
Ang chismis. Yun nga, ikaw na nagsabi, they never sold their property, commercial property at Ayala Avenue, mga ganon.
Yes.
It's always on lease for 50 years, right?
Yeah, I think what happens is if you look at the whole development, of course, there are certain pieces of property that I would say you would consider super prime. And you would also say that these are essential na you still need to control it.
Yeah.
Para over a long time, you can still make sure na maayos lahat. Kasi if you sold everything, wala ka nang, let's say it's time for redevelopment. I mean, like right now, we're doing redevelopment in Greenbelt 1. Diba? It got torn down, or even dito sa BGC, yung Fourth Strip. So these things, because we still own it, it's now that it's 20 years later, 40 years later, you can now think about how do I redevelop it. And then, so ganun katagal yung planning. We're talking 50 years planning.
And then not only that, may nagsabi rin sa akin, the reason why they never sold that it's always on lease. They don't think short term. Because they're also thinking about their next generation.
Yes.
Yung ipapamana nila sa yung nila. Ganun ba sila mag-isip?
That definitely. You think very, very, very long term. And if you think about land, di ba sa umpisa, you cannot naman build high-rise. So mababa lang. But then maybe in 5 years' time, you can now make it 6 stories. And then in 20 years' time, you can make it 20 stories. So the more development you can put on it, syempre, the higher the value. So that's why the land values every year keeps going up. Kasi may plan talaga kung paano gagamitin yun. Hindi ito idle asset. And even though mababa siya ngayon, may potential yan na magiging mataas. So if you look at Bonifacio High Street, do you know which was the first locator when we put High Street?
Hindi.
Krispy Kreme.
Talaga siya yung pinaka
siya yung unang-una.
Landmark? Parang naging
siya
landmark?
Yung landmark, yeah. And remember, they used to give free donuts.
Ay, grabe yun. Talaga yung pila doon at it was amazing.
So the thing is, at the beginning, there's nothing there. So we only have a plan. So how do you convince somebody to set up their shop? Kung plano lang. So they have to trust you to actually implement the plan. So once we implemented that plan, we started getting the locators. But if you look at all of those locators, it's only one floor. I mean, or 2 floors.
Yeah.
Diba? All of those buildings are temporary buildings. Because what we needed to do is establish the high street na may mga retail. We also establish yung mga avenue. Yan yung mga street address.
Grabe.
And then we made parks. So you can have an address on the park. So if you think about BGC, we planned it so that you have about 70% prime sites. In the sense that if you're selling it to a locator, or you can be on High Street, you can be on Fifth Avenue, you can be in the park, diba? They're all prime.
Yeah.
So now the thing is, if you look at High Street, yung mismong where all the retail is,
Yeah.
we had to basically delineate it, put in place all of the stores. But we couldn't invest a lot kasi wala pa masyadong maaga. But all of those after a certain time, those lots will go high-rise. Pero sa baba, it will forever be retail.
Yeah.
So parang in a way, we already envisioned this will be retail and eventually those lots will go up.
Yeah.
So yan yung, but that's why we have to control those lots. Otherwise, what will the person do later on? Baka masira yung
Development.
land.
Yeah. Kuya Jim, I'm learning a lot from you. Grabe. So,
Matanda na ako.
ano,
Wala pa tayo sa third and fourth quarter.
yeah.